Welcome to Action Coaching. Certainly, we are blessed that you join us on tonight, and certainly we want you to let others know about Action Coaching each and every week. Now, the goal of Action Coaching is to coach your God-given talent and ability out of you so that you can live your best life now. Everybody needs a coach. Nobody makes it by themselves. That's why God have put coaches in the earth. One person coaches the next person coaches the next person, and on and on and on, because nobody can make it by themselves. On this week, I want to talk about a message that I did years ago, but however, I think it is still relevant for today. It's a present day message. It was a past message, but I believe that you will be blessed by it. The title of the message was, "It's not the product, but the process." And I want to talk about that on today because, so many people can come and celebrate your success. Along with them celebrating your success, then they're doing everything they can to tear down your success. Now, I'm not talking about everybody, but most people, when you get successful, then they turn around and they get jealous and get mad and try to do everything they can to make your success not look as good as it is to you. I remember when I first came to church, they told me to pray, to trust God, to keep on working, and hold on to his promises, and one day he would bless me. Well, I did what they told me, and then when God started to bless me and raise me up, then they told me I'm thinking I'm too much. I'm beside myself. I have changed. Well, of course, anybody going to change moving up the ladder of success. As a matter of fact, success in itself is going to change you. And so those kind of things that happen. But however, a lot of times in your success, people do not celebrate the story you had to live out before you were successful. And that's why I like to call it, you have this product, but then you got to process before you ever see the product. However nice your car is, how many times do you get in it and think about it? All of the different people that had to work to put the fenders on, screws in the tires, the motor, all the technology that you have. You don't think about that. You just think about, I got this nice car and I want to drive it. But however, if it had not been for the people that are working behind the scenes to ensure that when you want to go so ever fast or use that car to do various things, that product work, then you would be in a real bad situation. They give us a dream. Dreams are always exciting. When you see a place that you want to go, I'm like anybody else. It's exciting. I could see myself being there. I could see myself wearing certain type of clothes. See myself living a certain type of life. See myself experiencing all of the things that I've dreamed about. I could see it and it's exciting. It's so exciting. Look like I should be in a hurry for it to happen right away. But however, I fail to understand that with every success, there is a process. And none of us are exempt from the process. Now, I'm not going to say you understand the process, but there are things that are going to happen in your life that seem like you wonder why they happen, but later on you're going to see how important it was for that to happen at that particular time, because you would not be here if you had not been processed through all of that. So this is what we want to talk about in Action Coaching on this week. Now, the first thing I want to talk to you about is there is no easy road to success. Success is hard. Achieving whatever dream you desire, I'm here to let you know it's hard. It's hard, and sometimes it gets downright horrifying. And sometimes in the midst of it, you wonder, do I really want this? Or is this all that it's going to take to get to what my dream, that I believe my dream is going to take me? Yes, it is hard. When I first saw my vision, I thought at least 2 or 3 weeks I had this rolling. I was smart, felt like I was smart, felt like I knew what I wanted to do. In 2 or 3 weeks, I'd have it rolling. After being in the ministry for 13 years, I remember a lady came to the church and said, Pastor Jackson, it looked like you came up overnight. And I smiled and looked at her and I said, if I came up overnight, I don't never want to see another night like that, because that night was 13 years. But I understood what she was saying. To her, it seemed like it just happened all of a sudden. But I knew she didn't understand the process that it took for me to become the ultimate product. Now, let me tell you a little bit about my process. I mean, when I started out, there was nobody to give me any money. I didn't come from a rich family. You know, I wasn't born in a mansion or anything. I was born, had a great mother and father, and they did the very best that they could for that particular time. But all of the things that I experience now, that was a dream I never had. I already saw I could not get there. That was for the other people, that wasn't for me. But along the way, as the process began to evolve, I understood that certain things were pushing me in one direction or another. I always knew that it was more for me, but I just didn't know how I could get to it. And I had to realize that whatever I want in life, it's going to be hard work. Now, I thought that was hard work, but then when you get to where you want to go, you got to work even harder. So let me just tell you, just put a sign around your house, in your car, wherever you go in, now your blessing, just put in there hard work, because it's going to take hard work. Second thing it's going to take too is success is earned in darkness. It shines in the light, but it's earned in darkness. You're becoming successful when nobody is cheering you. Nobody is looking on you in the dark. Nobody is around saying, you gonna be this or you gonna be that. Even in my case, I had a lot of people around me say, well, you can never do that. You don't have the gift and talent to do that. I get it. In their eyesight, I might not have the gift and the talent. But one thing I learned in the process, if I don't believe in me, nobody else will. That's the first step. You got to believe in yourself. Stop looking for everybody to pat you on the back and tell you how great you are. Have a firm belief in yourself. Now, surely others may not have believed in me, but I did believe in myself. I believe I had a gift, I believe I had a talent, and I was going to go for it. Now, don't want you to leave now, because I'm getting to the good part of this teaching. So I'll be right back to talk to you. I left off talking about if others don't believe in you, you got to believe in yourself. I had plenty of people question my ability, my talent, everything about me. I remember even when God was moving and I had kind of evolved, and then someone come and told me, said, well, you don't speak well, or you don't do this, or you don't do that. But yet that same person was coming and listening to me to speak. You know, it's kind of amazing that if you're having all this problems with me, why even come to listen to me to speak? I just use that example to say sometimes people can say things that they don't understand. I know that person didn't know what I had been through to get here. And I believe in myself because surely I have survived all of that to get to this point. Yes, it was hard. Yes, it was difficult. You know, I often say some days, even though I had this one-room apartment, didn't have no furniture in it, some days it wasn't like I was calling a fast not to eat anything. I ain't have no money to pay for something to eat. Yeah, it was many days like that. It was many days that, you know, before I ever got a car, you know, I had to walk about a half a mile to get on the bus. All of those days were difficult. I don't care whether it was raining, it was snowing, or whatever. If I was gonna get around, I had to walk, that half a mile to get on the bus. Those were difficult days. And I would tell you, in the midst of those difficult days, I couldn't see where I would be today, but it was all a process. When you look in the scripture, just using the scripture a little bit today on Action Coaching, when you look in Genesis at the story of Joseph, Joseph told all his brothers he had a dream. In other words, Joseph was saying, I'm gonna be the biggest man in the household, and all of the rest of you are gonna have to bow down to me. And this was a dream. But sometimes you tell your dream to the wrong people. Because his brother said, oh, you the youngest? And you gonna stand up and say that? Well, we got something for you. And the process began that Joseph was sold into slavery. They faked that Joseph had been killed, and they told the father he had been killed. But in essence, they sold Joseph into slavery. And what a way to start your life. Your brothers sold you into slavery. Now you're in slavery, and then he get bought by one of the pharaohs, and he became a servant in Pharaoh's house. He did that so well that they began to recognize his gift and talent. And then Pharaoh's wife, at that particular, not Pharaoh's wife, but the person that was over where he was working, the wife, wanted to be with Joseph. And Joseph said, no, I don't want to do that. And then she told a lie on Joseph, and Joseph ended up in prison. How many times people lying on you have made you seem like you was in prison? You didn't do anything. They just created a lie. And there you are. You end up in prison. In prison, he had another opportunity to minister to some key people that were in prison with him, the butler and the baker. And eventually the butler and the baker went before Pharaoh, and Joseph told them, whatever you do, when you go before Pharaoh, don't forget about me. And yes, they forgot about him for a moment until they got in trouble. That's the way it is in life. Most people forget about you till they get in trouble. But however, long story short, he went before Pharaoh, he interpreted Pharaoh's dream. Joseph ended up on the throne, being over Pharaoh's entire kingdom there in Egypt. And eventually his brothers had to come back before him because there was a famine in the land, and the only place you could get food was in Egypt. And they were standing before him asking for food and did not even know it was Joseph. When he revealed himself to them, they thought he was going to do them some harm, but Joseph said, I understand now. I would never be on the throne if I had not went through this process. There are a lot of things going to happen in your life. Can't explain it right now. Difficult right now. But trust me, you're going to be a product that is made not only with gold, but if you can survive the test, if you can survive the struggle, if you make up in your mind, you're going to keep pushing forward, you're definitely going to enjoy the results of being made by God. So I want you to understand, it's not the product, it's the process. There's a process you have to go through for everything. And yes, if you endure the process, you will turn into the product and be able to enjoy all of the benefits of the process that you went through. You may be going through a process right now, but don't despise the process. Embrace it. Struggle through it. Fight for it. Don't give up. Believe in yourself. Know that a way is going to be made. If you get knocked down, get up. Because I can tell you, in this walk of life, you're going to be knocked down a whole lot. The key is not to being knocked down. The key is to keep getting back up. And so that's the process. It makes you stronger. It makes you more focused. It helps you to understand that the goal you're going toward, this is the road you got to take. Now, if you have a little small process, it won't take much to get there. But if you got big dreams, understand, every level, it takes a different strength. The higher you want to climb, the stronger you got to be, the more you're going to go through. But the great thing about it is there for you to climb. It is there for you to achieve it. It is there for you to have it. That's what I felt. That's what I did. I know I lost a lot of friends along the way, but I was focused on the goal. I was focused on being the product that I saw in my own mind. I saw the product, I just didn't see the process. I had to live out the process, and it makes me enjoy the product even more. It's not anything what people got to say about what you have eventually turned into. You understand and you can enjoy that all of the things that you had to go through to get there, all of the things that you had to put up to achieve this goal, were things that only you and God know, and maybe there were a few people with you when you were going through it. And even when you have people with you when you're going through it, they don't exactly know how much you're going through in your mind. But it's not the product, it's the process. So get ready to be processed if you're on your way to your dream. You're on your way to your goal. And God will send coaches along the way to keep pushing you, to keep driving you, to keep encouraging you to stick with the product that you envision in your mind. Don't want you to go anywhere. I'll be right back to talk to you. Welcome back to Action Coaching. I love to hear from you on today about it's not the product, but it's the process. Reach out to me. You want to ask other questions about it, or maybe you're going through your process right now. I would love to hear from you and pray for you. I believe that God is going to make you a great product, but however, you got to survive the process. And certainly, I would love to hear from you, pray with you, talk about some coaching tips so you can continue to deal with your process. Everybody's process is different, but everybody got to go through a process. And so, certainly, God has a plan for us. So I would love to hear from you. Now, I certainly want to encourage you to support Action Coaching. Sit down and sow a seed faith offering on today. Partner with us to help us continue to coach so many other people. We love for you to become a partner of Action Coaching. These are people that consistently give for the support of Action Coaching so that we can continue to do it each and every week. There's a link in my bio that will give you a host of ways to give into Action Coaching, and we would love to hear from you. No seed is too large or too small. All of it helps for the furtherance of Action Coaching, and I would love for you to continue to partner with us. The Lord bless you. Thank you for supporting Action Coaching. Thank you for tuning in to Action Coaching each and every week. Let others know so that they can experience this powerful teaching. Well, the Lord bless you. As I do each and every time, I want to encourage you. Share the word with a friend and keep the word in action.